Do you know why some players like Messi, Neymar, Ronaldinho, and many other great players are able to dribble skillfully even under pressure, while thousands of people are watching them? Today, I'll go and explain a full guide on the flow state. So let's dive in. First, we have to understand what the flow state actually is. Flow state is a peak mental zone where players like Messi and Neymar perform effortlessly. Their awareness increases and their decisions happen instantly. Neuroscientists even did MRI scans on Messi and Neymar and found that their brains work differently. In matches, most players are constantly thinking, but Messi and Neymar show very low brain activity during the game. That's because they're in a state where everything unnecessary shuts off, and they're fully focused on what they're doing. This is the flow state, where the brain processes things faster, more smoothly, and in a more instinctive way. Now, after we understand what flow state is, we have to understand how elite players access it. Top players don't rely only on talent. They train their mind to enter the zone through repetition, visualization, and intentional focus. First, they follow a routine. You've seen players listening to music or chewing gum before matches. This tells their brain it's time to enter flow. Second, they visualize every movement, where they'll get the ball, where they'll dribble, and where they'll shoot. This builds confidence, and confidence is linked to flow. Third, the most powerful method is intentional focus. They close their eyes and forget the past and future. They focus only on the present, their feelings, and their abilities. This increases their chance of entering flow. Now, flow doesn't just happen when you enter it. It happens when the challenge of the game perfectly matches the player's skill. Let me explain. You see this chart, look at it. It shows that if the game is too easy, boredom creeps in. You lose interest, but if it's too hard, anxiety kicks in and kills your rhythm. So what do? You have to find that sweet spot. Not too easy, not too hard. The challenge is to push your limits, but not so much that it overwhelms you. This balance is where flow lives. It keeps you focused, sharp, and fully locked in. So I'm telling a method that helps elite players do things in games that seem almost unbelievable. It's nothing but setting clear goals. It sounds too simple, and that's why many young players skip it. But setting clear goals before every match gives your game a clear roadmap and direction. The biggest mistake players make is setting the wrong kind of goals. Goals that are unnecessary or not connected to real performance. Like thinking about celebrations or setting unrealistic targets like scoring 5 goals, dribbling 3 to 4 times, or making a perfect through pass. I'm not saying these goals won't motivate you, but doing all this in one match is hard, even for elite players. And if you're playing at a lower level, it's even tougher compared to your current capability. So what kind of goals should you actually set? You should set small, meaningful goals, like making 1 good pass, scoring a single goal, or staying focused for the full match. These are goals just a little easier than your current capability. When you achieve them, you can slowly raise the difficulty and aim higher. This helps you grow, stay focused, and get into flow more often. Now, after doing all this, it will help you get into flow. But if you miss this one thing, your flow will be blocked, and you'll keep wondering why. It's about removing hidden distractions. These are the things that quietly pull your focus and break your rhythm. Like endless scrolling, watching adult content, overthinking, or even staying indoors without sunlight. These seem small, but they're the silent killers of your mental clarity. Scrolling and adult content slowly kill your creativity. Overthinking builds up anxiety, and avoiding sunlight completely shut down your energy. Flow is fragile. When your mind is overstimulated every day, it becomes harder to stay sharp and in the zone. Top players cut all of this out. They reset their mind by stepping away from constant noise, spending time with quiet, nature, or just being still. That's how they protect their focus and protect their flow. And here's the truth. Not talked about enough. What really matters is putting yourself in a space where you're not chasing the scoreboard, where you stop thinking about what people will say or trying to impress others. When you play just to enjoy the game, you start playing a real football. That's when flow starts to happen, without effort. Football is a game that's meant to be felt, not moment you turn into a job, you'll overthink, freeze, and lose the spark. So always come back to this. The goal is to enjoy the game. That's the way you enter flow.